All right, let's get started. It is June 14th, and this is our On Fire Empire Team call. And tonight we are talking about the vital behaviors. And hopefully you have heard of those or come across those at some point in time in your coaching business. If you are brand new, this may be the first time you've heard about it. But what the vital behaviors are what Beachbody believes that we as coaches should be doing to grow our business, to influence more people and help change more lives. And so essentially, it's a power hour, right? So I'm going to just run down the list of the 4 behaviors, and then we are going to talk about each individual one. So we have being a product of the product, which means using the products that we talk about, right? Drinking our shake and doing the workouts and doing Ultimate Reset or 3-day refresh, but using our products. We have to show people that they work. And inviting is essential to what we do, inviting people to our challenge groups and to our team. Personal development. This is something that I didn't really know what it was when I started coaching. And something that I feel like a lot of coaches, including myself at times, feel like this is the one that can be left off because who needs that? But it's super, super vital to growing your business and to making it sustainable because it's so much of it is in our mind. And then the last one, which is actually added since I've been a coach, it was added last January or February, is recognition. And we're going to talk more on this later, but it's more than recognizing somebody's rank or recognizing somebody's success for their business, but it's about recognizing their small victories and just continuing on their journey. So without going into too much detail on that, those are the 4 vital behaviors. I hope you have those written down somewhere, that you see them every day, and that it reminds you what we should be doing as coaches. So we're going to break it down a little bit. We are going to start with being a product of the product, and I'm going to let Liz go into more detail on this. Got it, Liz?
Yes. All right. Hi, guys. I think I know most of you, but I'm Liz, for anyone, I guess, that watched this later. So product of the product, I remember hearing about this, like one of the first times, it must have been like a coaching sneak peek or something. I was already a coach. Maybe it was when some of you guys were in South Carolina, but, and for me, like it's really simple. Like it boils down to like showing up. Like, I remember when I first started, people would say like, just do all the things, but literally like just do the things, like drink your shakes. Like there's a reason that we drink them. Like there's a reason. I was telling some girls earlier that I was listening to the National Wake Up Call on Monday, Julie Voris, and she said, the only thing I have to say about drinking your shake is #duh, because obviously you should be drinking your shake. And if you're a coach and you say, I only want to drink it a few days, like, okay, so you only want to be healthy for a few days. Like she was very black and white about it. But I think it's just about showing up. It's about showing up and showing people you need to help. Like as Logan says, like they need to be able to push the belief button. And how can they believe in what you're saying if you're not even doing it? How can they want to try our workout programs if you don't work out? And if you don't tell them that you work out, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to post your sweaty selfie like every day. Like I choose to, like I've just always done that since anyone even knew I was doing Beachbody. I had a secret account that I posted them to myself. But I just think that no one knows that you do it at your house. You have to tell them, like you have to say like, this morning, my kid was a freaking psycho, but I pushed play and I did my workout. Or I'm really tired, like, hi, that's been me. Like, but where have I been every day on social media, like showing that like I'm still doing my workouts. And I think it doesn't necessarily like, this is a big thing for me. Like it doesn't necessarily like become like, transfer straight, like dollar for dollar kind of thing where like, that doesn't mean that these people become my customers immediately. These are people that send me private messages that say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, seeing your 5:30 a.m. workout, like, makes me want to work out, whether they're doing a Beachbody workout or not, you know what I mean? Because I'm showing them that I'm here every day. Like, when in the fall, you know, when I was so sick and I freaking hurt my ribs and I couldn't work out, like, the second that I could work out, I was showing that. Like, I've had a lot of things going on lately. And so where am I every day? Like, I'm showing them that these programs are real, because they help motivate me enough on days that I definitely don't really necessarily want to work out, like, to do it every day. And that doesn't mean you have to be like me and not take rest days. But I did take a rest day last week. Thank you very much, everyone. I took a rest day. But it just means that you have to show them that these, like, it's the real deal. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that Sean Week is doing that, like, showing people that, like, 170,000 people streamed, like, day one of Sean Week. Like, that's a crap ton of people, like, doing a specific, you know what I mean? Like, I logged on the other day and 10,000 people were working out. Like, but you have to spread that, because if someone doesn't have Beachbody on Demand, they don't know that. Like, it's up to us. Like, it's up to us to use, like, our platform to whatever people that can see us, whether it's, like, our family members. Like, for, like, you know, my mom is doing Sean Week. She's freaking 63, like, because she saw me posting about it and she heard that, like, one of her, like, friends that, I mean, it's, like, in between us in ages, but joined my, like, free group and is doing it too. And so she's like, I think I want to try that, because I was posting about it and she's my freaking mom. Like, but she saw that I was doing it. And then in terms of, like, shakes, I think you just have to show the value of it. You know, like, this is my, like, mom fuel to get through, you know, whatever, or, like, you know, to pack my house that is not packed. So I just think it's about showing up, like, and you don't have to post a million IG stories, although I will be honest, it is very effective for me. Like, that platform is very effective for me. And even, like, on my very first, like, on Monday, on the first day of Sean Week, I posted, like, my workout, and then I posted, you know, it's still not too late. A girl sent me a message. She signed up. She's, like, in our group, and she did the workout that very first day as soon as she got access to it. So yeah, I just think it's about, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to want to join you. No one's going to want you to coach them, like, if they don't know that it works and they don't know that you do it. Like, I mean, and that doesn't mean that it's easy, and that doesn't mean that you want to every day. But I think if you just put it in your mind that people are watching you and people might be inspired by you every single day, whether you know it or not, like, there are people, and here's, like, my last little thing is that, yeah, and that too, Jordan, people like to see results. People like to see that, I did this and this is what happened to me. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean it has to be an amazing, like, before and after picture either. Like, you need to talk about how it made you feel. Like, talk about those NSVs, and people don't know what an NSV is necessarily, so just describe it. Like, they don't have to know what an NSV is. You just need to say, Sean Week freaking kicked my nutrition into high gear, because that's what it did for me. Like, 3 days, boom, like, 100% on track. Okay, I had a beer at dinner last night, but otherwise, like, I have not been this on track in a long time, because I made excuses. And for this, you know, and everyone's going to connect to a different program, but talk about the programs that connect for you. And then if, you know, obviously if that's not for them, you help. So my last thing is this. I am running, like, a free Sean Week group. And 3 of the people that joined me all had other coaches. And I know them, like, personally or through friends. And they sent me a message and said, you know, basically, like, my coach isn't super active, or I don't know what they're doing, or they don't reach out to me, or, you know, so, like, I want to switch to you. Like, I watch you do this every single day. And so 3 of these people who had other coaches who've been, and one of them, I didn't even know she did Beachbody. Like, she's asking, like, questions, you know, whatever. And I answer people's questions all the time. And all of them switched to me because they watched me do it every single day. So now I can help hound them, you know, to do their workouts, because, you know, if people want me to do that, that's what I do for them. I'm so sad you won't be it. I know, I can't believe I'm freaking not working out with Shaun T. Ugh. But I can't be there. Otherwise I would. So yeah, that's all. Be a product of the product. Go out there, show them that it works, because it does.
Yes. Awesome. And so, like, to touch on what Liz said, you know, beyond how to share it on social media, it's just part of what we should be doing. Like, how cool is it that it's our job to get our workout in and to eat healthy and to drink a shake? I know probably 95, maybe 99% of us started because, exactly, Renee, we were reading each other's mind. That's why we started. We all started because we needed that accountability. We wanted a change in ourselves. So why, once we started coaching, would we stop? I always think of coaching as like the ultimate accountability, right? Now we've got people watching us, seeing if we're going to do our workout even though we're on vacation, or seeing if we're going to always choose the healthy stuff, or, they're watching. And if we aren't doing the workouts, why would they want to do them? If we aren't drinking our shake, why would they want to try it? If we're not doing that, more than likely we're not getting results. We're going backwards. And then what do we have to show for people to push? They said, push that belief button. We have to show them that it works. And the way we do that is by being a product of the product.
Let me say one more thing about that too.
Yeah.
That, and Logan knows this too, at the beginning, I wasn't signing people up, but that didn't mean I wasn't still doing it. You know what I mean? Because I was doing it for me. When I first started, no one knew what I was doing, which that doesn't matter. You can start your journey and you can share from day one. That's amazing because people want to see you as you go. But I didn't stop doing it because I didn't hit Success Club. And I didn't stop doing it because people that I thought would be interested weren't. I was still doing it because I started it for me. I started it from where I was at. And even if your why changes, your number one was you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
My kids are screaming, so I'll be back.
Good. And that's another reason that, and I think Logan agrees with me on this, but another reason that I'm a huge, supporter of picking a program and sticking with it, seeing it start to finish, to show people that these programs really work, and more or less show them the difference between the programs. Hey, when I did PiYo, these are the results that I got. This is what happened with my body. When I did P90X3, these are the results I got, and this is what happened, so on and so forth. I think there is a place, and some people can absolutely make it work when they are doing workouts at the gym or at CrossFit or whatever they're doing and still making their business work. I feel like it would be a lot harder. I can't imagine trying to promote these workouts, but I don't do them. So, product of the product. All right, that's our first vital behavior. Second one is, what are we going to go to? Inviting. Renee, Jordan, who wants to kick it off? Jordan? Renee's pointing at you.
Sorry, trying to move my chat and my son broke my stinking laptop charger, so I have to use my iPad, so it's a little difficult. Anyways, so yes, I will go first. My name is Jordan, if any of you don't know me. I started coaching April 1st, so I'm just a few months in. And there are several different ways to invite people, just to show them what you're doing, or helping them become a coach, be a coach, actively coach, discount coach, all different kinds of things. I think Renee's going to touch on a little bit more than I am, but I'm just going to kind of talk about what I did my very first month of becoming a coach. So since my first month coaching, I'm kind of doing my business side of it a little bit differently now. But my first month, I excuse my language, but I went balls to the wall, just to see how much I could get, and I missed Success Club 20 by one day. I had somebody sign up one day later, I would have got Success Club 20 my first month. And what I was doing was just messaging people via Facebook Messenger. I am not going to lie, I was super nervous. I was scared, but I was you know what? There's a reason I'm doing this. I'm going all in. This is the only way it's going to keep me accountable, is if I get people to follow me. And so that's what I did. So I watched Summer Tucker a lot when I first started. I don't know if any of you follow her stuff, but I did, I joined an inviting teaching group that she did a while back, and I learned a lot from her. So the first month I did whatever she said, basically, because I didn't know what I was doing. So I did a lot of word vomit, like the first couple weeks after I started. And that's okay when you're first starting, because that's like all you know what to do, because like the products, and that they're good, and that there's over 70 superfoods in the shakes, and that it's like eating a bajillion salads at one time. But like, to make it personal for someone, and like to individualize the message that you're trying to send to them in a way that doesn't come off as salesy, it can be hard. And finding the right thing to say is definitely difficult. And I'm a rambler too, if you couldn't tell. So that is like extra hard for me too, because I gotta like shut it down. So anyways, so what I did for the first few weeks was I read a lot of Summer's like training that she posted on what to say, and I looked at a lot of the things that Logan posted in the On Fire Empire page as well, because she has some links on there that you can read, like as examples of what to send people. And I went by this. I sat down and I made a list. I wrote down every single person on my Facebook friend list. Okay? Every single one of them. I had like 5 pages of names that were wrote like this big on my paper. And after I wrote down all of my friends, I went through with a highlighter. This is the emerald, like OCD person coming out of me. I took a highlighter. For my hot market people, they were one color. For my warm market people, they were another color. Cold market people, they were a third color, okay? And if you don't know what this means, please tell me, and I can tell you what all of those markets mean. But so like, I started with my hot market people, my family, my close friends. And with those people, I was just flat out honest. I'm like, look, I just started, don't really know what I'm doing, but I know that I love it. I really think you would love it. Here it is. Okay. So that was like, and I got my mom, my husband signed up, my cousin, I have an aunt, some different people like that. So once I did explain the markets, okay, I will, just a second. So once I did my hot markets, which like I just said was like close family, close friends, then I tried out a few warm market people, which are like maybe distant family that you don't really talk to all the time, or like not super close friends, but you know them pretty well. They're going to be your warm market. So I did like a test run with like 10 people, and I sat down and you want to individualize, yes, but when I was first starting out, I'm not going to lie, I sat down and I wrote out something that I thought I could send that would be acceptable for each of those people, like a rough draft. I sent it to them, but then I added a little tiny nugget of personalization in each of those. So I would like this person, I went and stalked their page and I saw, oh, they went on a family trip this weekend. So I used my template that I wrote out, but I also put in there, oh, hey, I saw that you went on vacation this weekend, or yada, yada, whatever they did. And most of them, I said something like, what did I say? I can't remember now. I think I said, hey, I don't know if you've been following my fitness page, or I don't know if you've been seeing my fitness posts lately, but I've really come to love what I'm doing. I love helping people. I love, sharing my fitness journey or my nutrition or whatever. Would you be interested in hearing more about what I'm doing? And that's it. That's like all I said. And that just kind of opened the door for them to either reply with, yes, I've been following you, please tell me more, or crickets, which can be very frustrating, especially when you're first starting out and you don't really know what you're doing, because then it's like, well, crap, they're not replying. What do I do now? So what I did was, the people that replied positively, they were like, yes, tell me more. I went into it, told them more, went from there. The crickets are the hard part. So if that happened and they didn't say anything, I would wait 2 days. So I sent them the initial message. I waited 2 days. If they didn't reply in 2 days, I messaged them again. And I said, hey, I know you're really busy. If they're a mom, hey, I know you're a busy mom, just like me. Y'all are laughing. I can't see my chat, so I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, so I said, I know you're a busy mom like me. So that being said, you know, you probably check your messages in the Walmart checkout line, and then bam, something distracts you and you forget to message back, or, you know, something like that, which is totally fine. But I was just checking in with you to see if you had read my first message, or if you were interested in, you know, my first message, something like that. Then, unfortunately, if you get crickets again, wait another 2 days and say, like, I did have one girl, she didn't message me back after the second try. So I waited another 2 days and messaged her back, and I said, hey, I know you're a busy person, and I don't want to bother you if you're not interested, but please, basically, like, if you're not interested, that's fine, but just let me know, because I'd love to help you if you are interested. But if this is not the right time for you, that's totally fine, because I think a lot of people say this, but it's really good. I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. So when you're ready, I'm ready, but just let me know if this is not a good time, because I don't want to bug you and I don't want to be annoying, is basically what I said. And I've had several people finally reply to me after saying that to him and say, no, you know what, I totally just forgot to message you back. I really am interested. Tell me more. You know, a lot of times that happens. It's just people get busy. So if you hear crickets, you know, after the first time you're sending a message, do not get discouraged. Do not quit on that person. You know, just keep trucking. So wait a couple days, send them another message. Don't feel like you're being annoying at all, because all you're doing is trying to help them. You're trying to get them going on the right track. So that's all I did my first entire month, and I got to Success Club 18. So that's about it.
Awesome. So pretty much she followed Summer's recipe to a T, and she got success. And that's, I mean, you can't ask for a more coachable person than that. Somebody that's going to sit down and listen to the videos, not just listen, but go out and apply it. I loved what she said about kind of having a template. It's another word for a script. Weird, right? And scripts sound icky. But what's cool about scripts is you have something to base off. She had a base. And then, like she said, she added in a tidbit of something personal. And I love that. I love that she found something that worked, but then also personalized the messages. So great tips on how to invite and what worked for her. And thanks, Jordan, so much for sharing. Renee, you want to go?
All right. So bear with me. I sound like a weirdo because I'm super congested, but I wanted to kind of talk about the different ways to invite. The first one is inviting through posts that you post on Instagram or on, social media, Facebook, even in your snaps or whatever. And that's just kind of a call to action at the end of a post that you might do. So if you're doing a transformation post, if you're just doing an inspirational post, ending that post with a call to action. Like, I am always looking to add new people to my tribe. to spread the message of health and fitness. If you have been on the fence about joining me, please send me a message or please comment with a heart below so I can get you some information or so we can get you started. Some kind of call to action. That's an invite right there. You're inviting people to join you. Because if you don't add that, people, it doesn't matter how many times a day you post, or if you're posting for a year, somebody's going to go online and buy the dang challenge pack, because if you're not ending with some kind of call to action, they might not know that you are a coach and that you can sign them up. So I know Carrie Legault in, Fit and Fierce has been coaching for how many years? And she said somebody the other day just was like, so do you drink Shakeology? She's like, they've been following her for years. And she's like, yeah, I do. So just like being consistent, posting. I just started like not scheduling to actually post on itself. I still live post, but just sort of some pre-writing and pre-thinking about posts. So I'm not on my phone quite as often throughout the day, because some posts I do want to put a little more thought into, and I do want to be intentional with them. When I first started, and I think a lot of us started, it was like, okay, hey, got my workout done. Yeah. And instead of doing that, like add value to them. Like, how are you feeling before your workout? How are you feeling during or after? And then talk about how amazing it is to be able to post that in your group and have the accountability and encouragement to keep going and do it again the next day. So just inviting at the end of each post is a really great way to send an invite, essentially. And then another one is through likes and messages. So people who are liking your posts, any of the posts that you're posting, or messaging, or writing a comment, or privately messaging you. Like, those are all people that are watching you. Those are all people that are interested in what you're doing. Otherwise they wouldn't be liking your posts. And I don't necessarily, if somebody likes my post, I don't necessarily message them right away, but I see that there's a trend where they've been liking some of my posts. I'll shoot them a message and say, you know what, I just wanted to thank you so much for your support and encouragement. You have no idea how much it means to me. I know it doesn't take a lot to click the like button, but it really does help keep me going with that encouragement. And so thank you. I truly appreciate that. And then a lot of times I'll, end it with, are you working on any current, health and fitness goals of your own? Or it doesn't even always go towards health and fitness. It might just be like something that I saw on their page, like, oh, I saw you guys just went to the beach. How was that? Did you guys have a good time? Just starting a conversation, and again, ending with a question so you can continue the conversation. And sometimes it'll end up going right to health and fitness. Sometimes they'll bring it up. Sometimes it naturally comes up, and so you can kind of, feel it out and see if you feel comfortable enough to gear it more towards health and fitness. But the thing is, so many people will watch you and not reach out when they want to, because they're scared and they're shy and they're maybe intimidated. And, there's that fear. And I can't tell you how many times I've messaged someone, for liking or commenting on something, and they, right away after that, were just like, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring. I need to lose 20 pounds or this or that. And it they totally bring it back to their goals. So then we start talking about their goals and telling them, this is doable for them. And I talk about how I've never stayed this consistent because I have these amazing programs and this amazing group that keeps me motivated and encouraged every day. And so you just really, of course you want to bring it to their goals always first and foremost, but also talk about how it's helped you. And that's genuine. That's not salesy at all. And I maybe one or two conversations in the last year have gotten 2 messages where they've been a little leery about why I'm messaging them. 2 in over a year. And it wasn't even they were like, well, why are you messaging me? It was more like, this one girl, I hadn't talked to her in a while. And so I just messaged her to see how she was doing. I used to work at a preschool with her. And I was like, hey girl, how have you been? What have you been up to? And she was like, I'm good. Like you could tell she was kind of like, what do you want? And then like the next message, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, you know, I kept the conversation going, and she was kind of like, you know, so what made you like reach out to me or message me? I haven't talked to you in forever. And I was like, I just, you know, found you on Facebook and wanted to see how you've been doing. And she's like, oh, most people that message me want something. And it's those other MLMs that we won't, you know, name, but that's not how we roll. We build relationships first. And so I personally am not like a big cold inviter. I don't usually message someone and be like, hey, join my challenge group or anything like that. I usually try to start that relationship first, unless, like Jordan said, if it's like a close family or friend, then for sure I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. I want you to run with me. I want you to do this. Like I want to show you how awesome it is. Like, of course, like my parents and Clint didn't really have a choice. And so I just, you know, those close people to you, like for sure talk to them about it and tell them you want them to join you. But it's really, really important to pay attention who is liking and commenting on your posts and to reach out to them and thank them. And, you know, they're always so gracious and kind and sweet and like continuing to, you know, say kind words about your posts and your journey and how inspiring it is. And it just, it kind of makes you realize like a lot more people are watching than what you think. And so, like I said, it might not come out into health and fitness that first conversation, but they're going to keep watching you. And with Facebook, if you're messaging them back and forth, Facebook sees that you're friends. And so they pop your stuff into their newsfeed. So they're going to be watching you even more. So that's really important too, to start those conversations, even without people that are liking or messaging. Like Jordan said, make that list and start messaging people and just starting conversations, not necessarily invites right away, because those first initial conversations will turn into invites later down the road once you build that relationship and trust. And then another way that I invite is with my challengers. I have gotten a lot of coaches from my challengers, and most of my challengers sign up as a discount coach anyways, because of course I wanted to save money on my shakes each month. And so I always offer that to them because I want to save them money. And I offer that to them. So most of them sign up as discount coaches anyways. And then from there, if they're adding value in the group, if they are commenting on other people's posts and cheering other people on, like, hello, that's a rock star coach already. They're already coaching and they don't even know it. And so I will message them after, you know, a month or two or whatever after I've been watching them. And I'll say, oh my gosh, girl, you are killing it in the group. I love the value that you add to the other challengers and how much you cheer them on. And I really think you would make an amazing coach. Have you ever considered coaching? And, you know, we kind of go from there. Sometimes I'll say, can I add you into like a sneak peek group and you can kind of just see what it's about? Like, you don't have to necessarily get crazy with it, but I just know that you're so inspiring and motivating and, you know, you're kind of already doing it. And so a lot of times they end up wanting to coach, whether it's just kind of hobby coaching and getting their feet wet, or some of them just jump all in. So that's another way to invite. And then the other ones are like cold invites. Again, I still haven't gotten 100% completely comfortable with cold inviting, but I have done it. There are girls who I'm friends with and follow, and they're not challengers. They might not do Beachbody at all, but I see them posting inspiring things, or I see them, you know, maybe they're going to the gym and working out and posting that, and you know, maybe they're posting their healthy meals and things like that. So I'll watch them for a little while and build that relationship just through social media, commenting on their posts, making sure that they know that I'm watching them and that I care what they're doing or what they have to share. And Gunnar, just a minute. He's like blowing air under the door. And then I'll message them and be like, hey girl, I just want to let you know you are so inspiring. Like, I love watching you. I love your posts. I think it's amazing that we have health and fitness in common. Like, have you ever considered coaching, or have you ever considered doing what I do? And some of them will be like, well, what is it exactly that you do? Or, you know, I have actually thought about it. Like a lot of the people that I have cold invited have said that they've thought about it before, but then they kind of come back sometimes like they're not sure if they have enough time. So that's when we kind of use our tools that we have to invite them to like a webinar or invite them to one of our sneak peek groups so they can get a little bit bigger picture of what we do and what coaching is about, and that it doesn't have to be this huge time consuming thing. So that's kind of what I have mostly for inviting, tracking, you know, the people that you invite. And that is one of my weaknesses. I am the first to admit that. I still don't have like an amazing tracker. I just am a pen and paper. I'll write it down on paper, but, that is something that I'm working on. And hey, stop it. I'll be out in a second. Oh my gosh. First day of break and it's already been like a day. So that's kind of what I'm working on, is tracking and always following up with those people. Like Jordan said, you're going to get crickets a lot. And don't take it personally. Don't look at the little Facebook icon and say, well, they saw my message. Why didn't they respond? Like, rude. Leslie did that to like a million other coaches and ignored them. But look at what a rock star coach she is. Like, you just have to be patient. Some people take a little longer. Some people have to watch a little longer. And like Jordan said, I love that follow-up, you know, to kind of take the pressure off. Like, hey, it's totally okay if it's not the right time. I just want you to know I'm here. I know that you've been watching me, and if you're interested, like, I will be here and ready for you when you're ready to jump in, but just let me know so I don't, you know, continue to bug you, and, go from there and see what they say. So, I think that's about it.
Awesome. That. Yeah, that's great.
Haley, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Because I was like exactly like Renee, because, you know, we kind of learned at the same time, so we had very similar styles, or we still do pretty much, but like about building relationships. You know, we learned from Logan about how to build relationships and how to I don't know the right word. I'm not even pregnant, so I can't even use it. That excuse, but how to move that into an invite, right? And so I was doing that, but I was really struggling to hit Success Club for a while. And I was like, Logan, what's my deal? Like, what's my deal? And she was like, well, is your funnel constipated? And I was like, well, what the hell does that mean? Because I had like over 2,000 likes on my page. I had all these conversations going, but it was like stuck. Like everything was stuck. You know what I mean? Because I had all these awesome conversations going and all these relationships built, but I wasn't getting to the invite part. Okay, so I was like talking to all these people, but I wasn't sticking my neck out and actually inviting. So it's awesome that, you know, if you're getting to, you know, these relationships built, but you have to get to that invite part. So you can't like drag it along and never, ever, ever get to that point where you actually have the courage to eventually invite. So don't get into that spot where I was. That's my advice.
The one thing I want to add on to that too, I'm glad you said that, is if you've been building that conversation and you still are like, you know, your pits are sweating about inviting this person, ask for a referral. It's kind of like a non-direct way to basically ask them to join you. Like, I've totally done that before and been like, hey girl, so, you know, while we're talking, I know you've been following me and you know that I have a love and passion for health and fitness. You know, is there anyone that you know that is working towards some health and fitness goals or needs help with their health and fitness goals that you can think of that can use my help? Like, that's a totally, like, sometimes they'll be like, yeah, me. Like, I need to lose 5 pounds or something. And it's just kind of a little bit less scary to ask that way if it's one of those people. You know, some people you feel more comfortable asking them, and some people it's a little bit intimidating and scary, and so ask for those referrals. I actually had a girl who I asked, I had talked to her started that relationship and just thanked her for, I think it was a thank you or a thank you message. And she was like, yeah, I think it's totally awesome. Like, I've done some of the workouts before, and, I tried Shakeology before. My sister drinks it every day. And I was like, that's awesome. I'm like, you should think about joining my challenge group. And she was just kind of like, wasn't really interested in Shakeology or anything at that time. And she's like, but, I'll let my sister know. I'm like, yeah, totally. Give her my information. Like, she doesn't have social media, her sister, but I was like, you can definitely give her my information and let her know that I'm here for support or anything. So I kind of got a referral in that way. Well, then she ended up joining my last Shakeology group, and she signed up with Shakeology just like a couple weeks ago. So it took her a little longer because I started that relationship maybe a month or so ago, but she was still watching me. And because we were messaging, she saw my stuff even more, and got the opportunity again to try, Shakeology for a few days, and decided that she loved it. So asking for referrals is another good way. And Summer has so many amazing scripts, and I know script sounds icky and like, I don't want to use a script, but the way that she words it comes from the heart, and you can totally tweak it to make it sound like it's coming from you.
Absolutely. I did a whole lot of referral type inviting. That's actually, if I ever cold invite anybody, that's exactly how I do it. And just like Renee said, I don't do cold invites a whole lot, but occasionally if I see somebody liking a lot of my challenge group posts, where I talk about my challenge groups or my coaching posts or something, I will send them a message, and it's do the whole, hey, thanks so much for supporting me, blah, blah, blah. I'm starting a new group here in a week. Do you know anybody that might need some accountability, that type of thing? And most of the time, like Renee said, they're like, well, I've kind of been thinking about it, or yeah, that sounds like something I would like. So that's another approach. I hope you guys are taking notes. Those are some great ways to invite, great ways to just get out there and do it. And I just want to touch on a little bit about why it's important and why it is a vital behavior. You guys, our business is not going to grow. Our team is not going to grow. The number of lives that we are able to influence is not going to get bigger if we don't ask people to join us, right? So I know when I started, my coach has, I feel like I told you last night how many likes she has on her like page, like some ridiculous number of likes on her like page. And I reached out to her, and so I thought if I started posting and doing this stuff, people are going to reach out to me. And that's not the case. You have to be inviting. It's not enough to just be talking about it, to just be doing it. Yes, absolutely be a product of the product, because that's going to back up these conversations that you're having behind the scenes. But to have people actually join you and do the challenge groups and become a part of our team, you have to step out and you have to talk to people and you have to invite. That's the only way that things are going to be successful business-wise. Okay, so that's why it's one of the vital behaviors. And I know it's scary 2 years in. It's still something I don't really enjoy doing. It's something that is kind of that frog that I should do first, but I don't. Something I'm working on. We all have stuff we're working on, right? But I know the more people I ask to join me, the more yeses I get. Kind of weird, right? I mean, people can't say yes if you don't ask them. So super important for your business, super important to grow your challenge groups and to grow our team. The next vital behavior is personal development. And Logan, you feeling good? Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna let her kick this off.
Hey guys, I feel like it's been a while since I've felt well enough to speak to you guys in the evening time. This is when baby usually likes to have me curled around the toilet. But as you might have noticed as I'm sitting here slurping my top ramen. So my topic is personal development, and what I want you guys to think of, personal development is the thing that is so easily brushed to the side because we're busy, and it doesn't necessarily seem like one of those activities that's necessarily going to build your business for you, like being a product of the product, like inviting. But you guys, like, I promise you that if you are struggling, it's because you're not digging into your personal development enough, or you're not reading the right personal development for you at the time. There's a reason that it's called personal development, is because it's personal for every single individual person. So, you know, the very first book that I read was The Go-Giver, and it's actually the one that I've come back to and I'm reading again right now. And I felt like that one just touched my soul because it just explains how meaningful it is to give value to other people's lives, and how when we focus on giving value to other people, what we end up getting in return, we get back like tenfold, 1,000-fold, you know, and which I feel like is so applicable to coaching. Like when we focus our energy on providing value and helping other people feel good and get results, like that's what makes this job so meaningful. But personal development is going to be different, like I said, for each individual person. You know, sometimes it can be easy just to read kind of like the feel-good stuff, but you need to kind of take a step back and reflect, like, is this the stuff that I should be reading right now? Is this stretching me as a coach? Am I growing through this personal development? Is this something that is challenging me? Am I learning from it? And if you're not, then I listed a whole slew of, and it's in the files section of the team page, of different topics. So if you feel like you're struggling with confidence or food addiction or time management or whatever it is, like there are different pieces, there are different kinds of personal development for each topic. And if you're not a book person, that's okay. There's tons of personal development on audio that you can get and listen on Audible. I know a lot of people prefer to listen to their personal development. I usually prefer to read because I'm a highlighter type of person when I'm going through mine. And I struggle personally with making it all the way through a personal development book. I'm that like typical person that will get like 3/4 of the way through. And if I'm not feeling it, then I put it down and I pick up something else. Because if I find that it's taking me a month to get through the same book, then it's not speaking to me right now. And I need to switch it up and I need to do something different. It's the same thing with our workout programs. If you're doing a program that you're just not, that doesn't excite you in the morning and you don't like get out of bed like ready to do your workout, if you feel like you're dreading doing your workout all day long and you're putting it off because you just aren't in love with this program, then stop doing that one and pick a different program, you know, like work with what is going to fire you up inside and what's going to light you up inside. And so like, and then just like a personal story for me, like you guys know, this last month was like the hardest month that I have ever struggled through as a coach. You know, I found out I was pregnant about the middle of April, and which we were trying, like it wasn't a surprise or anything. We're super excited about it, and made it about 2 more weeks of just like keeping up with my normal activity and still doing my workouts every day and drinking my shake and eating healthy. And then I got the wind knocked out of me and am still dealing with sickness that I have never felt with in my life. I've never been this sick physically in my life for this long. And like, you know, getting knocked down with like the norovirus or the flu where you're sick for like a week, but I'm talking like, you know, 4, 5, 6 weeks on end where you are bedridden and not able to get up and function with life. And barely, like, I mean, Lucy was in charge of feeding the kids because I couldn't even get up and, you know, and make them anything to eat. And all of a sudden, like, Beachbody was this, it was my oxygen mask that I'd found after being in such a dark place in August of 2015. I mean, you guys know that was like my darkest time when Levi was so busy and Luke was a baby and Lucy was 2. And I felt like I was just like circling the drain with this like anxiety and like crushing, you know, it was the darkest time. And it's when I found Beachbody, and it gave me this life again. It breathed life into me again. And I have just become so dependent on all of the pieces of this lifestyle to keep me functioning at such a high level. And then to all of a sudden just have that taken away and not be able to do my workouts and not even be able to drink my shake because I couldn't keep anything down. So drinking my shake, like, I couldn't even risk it because when I throw something up, it's like, okay, not eating that again for a year, you know? So I couldn't drink my shake. I couldn't do my workout. I didn't feel like I had any content to post on social media. My nutrition has been bullshit. I'm sorry if you have kids sitting right there, but I mean, like, top ramen and bagels, and like, it's just whatever I can keep down at this point. And I totally just like found myself starting to feel like a fraud. Like, who am I to like coach people, or how am I supposed to like be motivating and, you know, share this with people? And I can't even do it. Like, I can't even get out of bed right now, you know? And the reason that I got down to that like deep spiral is because through all of that, I quit doing personal development. I quit doing probably the one thing that I could have been doing to try and help my mindset. And it was just so devastating to go from being like feeling like such a high functioning person to just not feeling like myself at all, to being back into that dark place where I couldn't function anymore. And I just let everything go. I mean, I couldn't do a lot of it. I could have attempted to keep doing personal development just so that there was something. I mean, I let my mind go to like, God, if I could just like sell makeup, like that would be so much easier than trying to like coach people on health right now. And I'm like, Logan, you are not a coach to just make these quick sales and make money. That's not why I coach. I coach because it's like this deep passion to pass this lifestyle onto people, you know, to share with, to pass the oxygen mask to the other mom that's struggling out there, you know, because that's what it is. That's what we give people. And I just lost that because I wasn't doing my personal development, and I let my mindset just get into this totally dark place. And luckily, as I've, you know, started to get feeling a little bit better, I've been able to reach out to more of you on the team. And, you know, some of you have questioned me about that and like, what personal development am I doing? And so we're coming back out of it. But like, so I just like want you to know that like, it's such an important piece, like as important as the nutrition and the exercise and everything is for our bodies, like personal development is that for our minds. It's not an easy job. It's a job where we have to step outside of our comfort zone and kind of stick our necks out there. And yeah, there are going to be people who, you know, don't always say the nicest things. I had a post last week about how, in survival mode, I loaded up my grocery cart with like pre-cut fruits and veggies because, hey, at least we're getting some fruits and vegetables, because if it's ones that I have to like wash and prep and cut and everything, like it's just not going to happen because I can't physically do it right now. And there are a couple people that are like, oh, if you buy pre-cut, then there's preservatives and you're really not supposed to buy pre-cut like fruit. And, like if I wasn't doing personal development or in like a good headspace, like things like that, like weigh you down. And because no one likes to like have negative stuff posted on our feeds. But I feel like being able to do personal development just like helps thicken up that skin. It helps stretch you and really develop that why you're doing this, why it makes you a better person. And so when there are the naysayers and the eye rollers and all of that, you can brush it off. It's not something that's going to make you crumble and hide and quit, Do you have anything to add, Haley?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was just going to say that you kind of touched on this, that, personal development is how we exercise our mind. Just like any other type of muscle, the only way it's going to get stronger is if you continue to challenge it, you continue to make it work. And that's what personal development does. And like I said, kind of when I was introducing this is one that, and Logan said this too, that is so easy to say, I don't need that. I remember thinking, I don't need self-help books. Are you kidding me? That's for people that they're really struggling. I don't need that. And little did I know, my husband is a personal development junkie. I knew he read all the time, but I didn't know what he read. He's laughing as he's putting our couch back together. But what I have taken from the last 2 years of pretty consistently doing personal development, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I do it every day. There are times that I'm way better about it than others, and those are always the times that I'm happier. Weird. I don't know why there's a coincidence there, but more than it even affecting my business or my health and fitness, it has completely changed my outlook on everything. It is something I feel everybody should be doing. Just Brock and I were actually talking about this a while back, just how I'm not as afraid. I don't like confrontation, but I'm not as afraid to talk about big stuff with Brock, my husband, who we're celebrating our anniversary tonight of 9 years, and this is how we're doing it. But it's changed how I parent my girls. It has changed how I look at my day. Not even business related. It's a huge piece of who I am now, right? I know, kind of like Logan said, when I am diving into a personal development book, you just feel better. You feel like you can look at the positive side of things, even when things are going kind of crummy and things aren't working out the way you wanted it to. Dive into that personal development and you have your mindset right, whether it is with your marriage, with your kids, with your business. That is what's going to fuel you to find how to deal with it in a more positive way. And this is something I've actually, that's been going through my head a whole lot lately and has been, I guess, kind of on my heart, is how, like I said, I feel like personal development should be something everybody does. Whether it's, Jordan, you said you suck at it, but you do a daily devotional. That is absolutely personal development. You are feeding your soul, you're feeding your mind. And I feel like that's something that we rarely share on our social media pages. We share our workouts, we share our shakes, we share what we eat, we share about our team and our challenge groups, but we rarely share this aspect of what we have, that's Beachbody introduced us to, that has become a huge part of who we are and our day-to-day life. And so it's something that I'm challenging myself to try to share more of, whether it is sharing a quote from, what I read the night before or that morning, which will give me accountability too, right? Or maybe even starting to go live, talking about, what I read and how it's helped me power through the terrible twos. Weston turned 2 and she is all 2, and just really opening up about that, because I feel like that's something that so many people don't realize they need. So it is vital, because like Logan said, this is not an easy job and life isn't easy. And so it is vital to our business, because we need to strengthen that muscle and that part of us. So that's my little tidbit on personal development. So I hope you guys are all reading something, whether it is a devotional in the morning or a book in the evening, like Shayna said. I catch myself doing the same thing. Shoot, I've been on Facebook for an hour doing nothing but scrolling. I totally could have written a whole book, not really, but at least read, a couple chapters. And what's going to be fueling your mind and soul, Facebook or personal development? It doesn't have to be a business-driven book. Business-driven books are amazing, and I think they're important to add in there every once in a while, but it does not have to be business-focused, because let's be honest, it's all going to spill over into everything you're doing, whatever type of book you're reading. So, sorry, it's already been an hour, but we're going to finish off with our last vital behavior, which is recognition. And like I said, this is actually a new one since Logan and I have been coaching, and Carl Deichler, our CEO, wanted to add it back last January, and it's just something that's vital to growing our team. So Leslie is like the best person at recognizing. I'm going to say a little bit before she goes rather than after, because what she does so beautifully is that she recognizes the qualities about people that make them special. And I don't know why I'm tearing up, hormones, but she's very good at reaching out and saying, you are good at this. You have all the qualities that you already need. And that is recognition. It's not, oh my gosh, you went Emerald. Yes, that's recognition, and that's exciting. But it goes so much deeper than the ranks and the financial success and whatever other carrots we can chase. The recognition we're talking about is what Leslie's about to talk about. So I'm going to let her go.
Okay. So, obviously I'm a big fan of recognition. I think that I am a big fan of recognition because I didn't get a lot of it as a child. And so, I realized that the little bit I did get from like my favorite teachers or maybe like a favorite aunt, meant the world to me. And I held on to those pieces of recognition like they were gold, like the simplest words were so important to me, and I never ever forgot them. And I very, very quickly learned the power there is in recognition, and how someone taking the time to point out something special about you and how much they value you can mean everything to you, and it can make a huge impact in your life. And so when I was a manager at Starbucks, that is something that I did very intentionally every single day. And so now it's just I make a joke that it taught me to be a good parent, because that's something I do as a parent. You know, I try to recognize my kids for stuff that they should be doing anyways. And I think as coaches, we need to be doing that with our challengers and our coaches. You know, a lot of times we think that we should only recognize people for extraordinary things. Well, that's not true. You know, earlier Haley talked about creating opportunities for people to have small victories. And the reason that we do that is we want to create opportunities for people to have a victory. Okay, so if I meet with my with one of my challengers, you know, Renee, and I say, Renee, what's your goal this week? And she says, you know, I had a rough month, so I'm going to work out every day this week. And I said, well, okay, maybe we should make it a little more attainable. What if we shoot for 3 days this week and you drink your shake every day this week? Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. Awesome. So I just made her an attainable goal, or we made an attainable goal, right? So I just created an opportunity for her to reach a small victory, right? That's going to feel huge to her when she reaches that victory. And we're going to make the biggest deal about it, right? Because she just accomplished something huge. Is it as huge as completing P90X3? No, but does it feel as huge to her? Absolutely. Okay, so that's what I mean. Should she be working out already? Should she be drinking her shake already? Yes, duh, right, Liz? Duh. But do we want to celebrate those victories anyways? Yes. So sometimes celebrating things that people should already be doing is still necessary. Do you continue to does Logan still tell me a year later, good job for drinking your shake today, Leslie? No. Okay, but sometimes lifting people up with that recognition is so important. So I want to tell you guys, I have 4 things for you to write down of why recognition is important, okay? Number 1 is morale. Okay, so in your challenge groups, and today I'm talking about challengers and coaches, okay? So morale, obviously huge. Some people love recognition. Some people get a little embarrassed by recognition, okay? But everyone still likes it, okay? Some people really, really love it. I do. Logan does. Some people are a little more like, oh, that's kind of embarrassing. But it's not like I'm calling you up on stage, okay? So it's not like horrifically embarrassing, okay? But it's good for morale. If I tell Liz, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I saw you doing those burpees today. You look like a total rock star. Liz feels like a rock star, but guess what? Everyone else in the group feels loved too, because they can see that I appreciate people in the group. Do you see how that improves morale? Do you see how everyone in the group is like, wow, Leslie's a leader in the group and she really cares about people in this group. Do you see what I'm saying? It improves the morale for everyone. So yes, I gave Liz recognition, but everyone feels the love in the group that other people are getting recognition too. I think sometimes people think, oh, but I only recognize Liz. Other people are going to feel shitty they didn't get recognized. That's actually not how it works. That's not how it works psychologically. Psychologically, everyone's starting to feel the love that people are getting loved on. Does that make sense? Okay, I got to take a drink of water because I'm coughing. Okay, number 2, engagement. Another reason we do recognition is we want to encourage engagement. If we are recognizing people, it encourages other people to engage by either recognizing other people, okay? It encourages engagement by encouraging them to be present, by encouraging them to comment. If I say, hey Tressa, oh my gosh, those push-ups were so impressive today, everyone else chimes in, right? I know, did you see her form? Oh my gosh, her guns are huge, right? Other people are commenting, yes? So we want more engagement. We want more engagement. So if I'm recognizing someone, other people are commenting. And then maybe that encourages Shayna to step out and encourage Jordan for doing something awesome tomorrow. Does that make sense? So you're getting more engagement in your challenge group. Also, that engagement is also encouraging more people to be present when people are having hard days, okay? So the worst thing is not just hard days, but transformation pictures. Oh my gosh. You know, when someone posts a transformation photo and there's like one comment and I want to throw up and I like go into panic mode because like, oh my God, someone posted a transformation photo and nobody's commenting and I'm like freaking out. I literally hyperventilate. And I get on my phone and start texting people like, oh my God, somebody comment. So we want to keep that engagement going, and that recognition actually increases that engagement. I promise you. Okay, number 3, productivity. So again, this goes for challengers and coaches. When you are reinforcing positive behaviors, for those of you that have kids, this is a duh. If you are reinforcing positive behaviors, what happens? People start doing what they're supposed to be doing, okay? So like I said with Renee, if I say, good job, you drank your shakes and you did your workouts, what's she gonna do next week? Drink her shakes and do her workouts. If I tell my son, good job, you made your bed, tomorrow he has a better chance of making his bed than if I don't recognize him for making his bed, okay? So we wanna reinforce positive behaviors. That goes for coaches too, okay? If I make a huge deal that Jordan sold a challenge pack, she is going to be like, wow, that was awesome. I want to sell another one. If I hit Success Club and no one notices, what the hell was the point of that? That's how my mind works. That literally is how my mind works, okay? It actually discourages productivity for me. It really does. If I am kicking ass and no one notices, I know it sounds stupid, it's selfish, and I shouldn't be, that's how my brain works. If I'm kicking ass and no one notices, I'm like, why the hell am I doing this? And that's not my why, it has nothing to do with my why, but that is just my gym. I like it, and it's just how some people, it's like the way God made me, and it's stupid, okay? But I know love is the same way, so I don't care. Yeah, right? I'm being honest. Okay. So, reinforce a recognition for productivity. Okay? Do you guys have any questions about that one? Makes sense, right? All right. Last one. Retention. So we are obviously, people aren't quitting their jobs around here, hello, but they stop drinking their Shake-Go. We don't want them to stop drinking their Shake-Go, right? How many of you have them cancel their Shake-Go, or they just stop drinking it and they pause it? That sucks. Okay, we want them to stay, we don't want them to quit, we want them to continue drinking their Shake-Go. So this actually goes back to what I was saying. Poor recognition in a program, business, community, any sort of thing that you're doing like this can actually push good people away. Okay? So in our group, if we are not recognizing good people, if we are not showing people that they're loved and cared for, they can lose interest and go find something else to do. That's fact. That is like true. If they don't feel like loved and cared for and like this is an awesome culture, they don't feel the morale is awesome, they'll go find something else. That is why this challenge group is so, for lack of a better word, magical. Unicorns and rainbows. Like, that is why it's awesome. That's why people stay, because the morale is good and they feel loved and cared for, and they know, that it's safe and that we love them, right? But if they're not getting that recognition, they're gonna go find something else to do. I mean, isn't that why we love it? If you didn't feel all those things, you probably wouldn't be here. I know you think that you would, but you probably wouldn't be. You'd probably get bored and find something else. So retention. If you want people to stay, you have to create that, and you create that by recognizing people and showing them how much you value them. That's how you value people. Okay? Got it? Okay. Last point that I'm going to make. I'm going to tell you how to become a rock star at recognizing people. Okay? Ready? So first and foremost, it is a vital behavior, which means you do it every single day. Okay, which means you do not have to do like a big thing every single day. It can be as simple as a text message or a phone call or a voice message on Facebook, okay? But it's personal, right? Small victories, like she said. Figure out your challengers and your coaches' love languages. Find out how they like to be recognized and what's important to them, okay? So like gym tests are great for your coaches because then you know what is important to them. Logan went 3-star and, you know, we knew we better panic that Logan get recognized because we know that's important to her, right? I'm just gonna be honest. But like, okay, if Shayna writes something really awesome, we know she's a great writer, right? So I'm gonna go write something on Shayna's post because I know there's value in that, okay? There's other people who are great at other things. Like if something is, if I'm the same way, if I pour my heart out and nobody comments, that hurts me. Does that make sense? So you have to find like what people care about and respond. And so like Haley said, like, okay, I'm really good at, how did you say it? Like, I'm really good at finding what's special about someone and saying it. Is that how you said it? So, how do I say this? You have to have the courage to say the things that people wouldn't normally say, okay? So talk to people like they're your best friends, okay? So say the things that you wouldn't normally say about people. So like with Haley, Haley like brings this up all the time. Like the first time I met Haley, I'm sitting on a couch with her and I just turn my body to her and I'm like, so tell me about like, what's your why? And like, why are you here? And I just love this about you. And like, you know, and I just love her because first of all, I already loved her from knowing her on social media. But do you see the difference of like talking at someone and then asking them questions to hear them? And we talk about this all the flipping time, but do we really do it? Same thing with Logan. When Logan talked to me about joining her team, she told me why I was valuable. She told me why I would be a great part of her team. She didn't tell me why she was so flippin' cool. She didn't tell me why Beachbody was so flippin' cool. She made it about me. I mean, Haley was just, you didn't share that video with everybody, right? About making it about them and not me, us, or whatever. Anyways, Logan is so good at that. She makes it about other people, not about her. And that's what we have to do. That's what recognition is. It's about making it about everybody else instead of about us. So mix it up, share it on team page, share it on challenge groups, write someone a card, send them a prize, call them on the phone, do a shout out. Last point, have the go-giver attitude. If they are not your challenger, I don't give a shit, okay? I don't give a shit if they're yours. Do you guys see the relationships that we build with challengers that are not ours? I don't care. They're all ours. All freaking, how many do we have? 400 now? They're all ours, okay? I'm going to connect with people. I've connected with people that are not my, how many times do I text you, Logan? I'm like, whose coach is this? Or whose person is this, right? It's not about what you get out of it. And if you're really, really worried about what you're going to get out of it, if it's really going to keep you up at night, let me tell you that recognition increases engagement by 60%. So yes, you're going to get something out of it in the end because even if you pour into somebody else, it's going to benefit you in the long run. So if you're really, really worried about it, it will benefit you. But at the end of the day, I don't think it really freaking matters because I think we're all here to help other people. So if they're yours, that's great. If they're not, even better, whatever. That's it.
Love it. I don't really even have anything to add to it. But recognition.
I'm not going to have a voice tomorrow because that's like,
if you can't tell, Leslie's a little passionate about that.
about everything, and I just scream.
But it's important, you guys, just like Leslie said. And, you know, we want to make people feel loved, and that's what's going to keep them around in our challenge groups. That's what's going to get them in our challenge groups in the first place, right? Love on the people that we're talking to. That's what, you know, messaging people, connecting with people, forming those relationships. That is a form of recognition, just recognizing their presence, recognizing that they like things on your page, whatever it is. And it starts there. I know for my Ruby self, I'm definitely a fan of recognition. I like to be recognized. And like Leslie said, there are people that say, oh my gosh, don't say anything about that. But really, when you do it, they still get a little excited, right? And I know, you know, thinking about, well, what am I going to get out of this? Well, so-and-so didn't shout me out when I did that, so why should I praise her? That, you know, no, that's not how it works. And I know my brain thinks like that sometimes, being honest, but that's not how it works. The more you give, the more you're going to get, right? And that applies to like everything, all 4 vital behaviors that we've talked about. So sorry, it has been an hour and a half, but I think it's been a great call diving into these behaviors that are vital to our business and to making them successful. And thank you guys for hanging out with us and taking time away from your family. And I hope you guys took notes and will not just have listened to the call, but go out and take some action, whether it's going to read 10 minutes of personal development tonight, maybe going to do some shout outs on the challenge group page or the team page, or going to do your invites because you haven't done them today, or pushing play. Whatever it is, I hope you go out and start taking some action on it. Anybody have anything to say before we close it out? No? Thank you guys so much, those of you that helped out in the call tonight. I love hearing from different people and different perspectives, and I know people get tired of hearing from me a lot, but I appreciate y'all's input. And tomorrow is Thursday, and I have no kids tomorrow, so the leaderboard might actually go up before noon. So get excited for that. A little recognition there, right? All right, guys. Well, have a good night, and I will see you in our pages. Bye.